Good evening, Fiber friends, and welcome to Vlogmas 2019 with your blind crochet artist host, Mo of Unseen Strands. So, as for yesterday, we had our normal fun of the daily, home with two toddlers and boys at school. Then, once the boys got out of school, there was, I guess, some freezing drizzle up north. I don't think it even drizzled, if anything, here. But because of that, the Bigs did not go over to the in-laws for an overnight. And the elementary school that my middle child goes to was actually having their, I guess you can call it a fundraising activity, but they were having movie night in the gym and they were going to be watching Home Alone. And I thought, we don't do a whole lot of the school activities, but we might as well go and see how much of the movie they can sit through. And the movie itself was free. It was just they had food and things that you could purchase. And of course, that was the fundraising aspect of it. So we did that and we got through most of it. But then it wasn't even my kids for once that were running around like crazy animals throughout the gym. I mean, it's a big open space, so I understand to some extent, but I never heard any parents actually trying to wrangle the children. But that could have just been my perception of the situation. But since other kids were running around, then Leo started to get restless and started running around. I'm like, this isn't going to end well. So since we do own Home Alone, I'm like, we're at a good place to pick up in the house because we had just gotten to the point where it was going to be all the action scenes. I'm like, this is a good point that we can repick it up at the house and it'll actually engage them for when, we do get around to watching it again. And yeah, so that was basically my Friday night. So I guess since we're on the topic of movies, I'm curious to hear what your favorite holiday movies are. Of course, they don't have to be Christmas, but bonus if they are for the imaginary points that we are handing out here. I have to admit, one of my favorite Christmas movies is actually a Care Bears Nutcracker. I don't remember if that's exactly what it's called, but it took us a while to actually find this, and we went ahead and purchased it on Google Play because it's not something that you typically see. Now, I did actually catch it one year on one of the major networks or something, and that's the only reason we had any clue as to what to call it. But I think it's just done really well. Even though it's a little kid type movie, it still is, all the music and layering that adults even can appreciate. And yeah, that's one of my favorites that is not normally commonly mentioned and is something that we still haven't watched this year. But since we have the projector thing now that works on my husband's phone, I think we might go ahead and save to watch that for when we are visiting with my side of the family, since maybe that will help calm the children down to have something like that to watch right before bed. At least one can hope. So yeah, guys, I think that's gonna wrap it up for us tonight. Just remember, let me know what your favorite Christmas movies are to watch down in the comments below. And there is a whole list of other movies that we watch, but yeah, maybe I'll go through a list of them on another day. We'll talk to you guys tomorrow.